Good afternoon, students. Hope you all are safe and saw the morning videos uploaded on Google Classroom based on your topics of the last part of a chapter. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the numericals based on the whatever we have learned in the chapter effects of electric current. So, let's start. First question. See what the question says. Heat energy is being produced in a resistance in a circuit at the rate of 100 watt. The current of 3 ampere is flowing in the circuit. So what must be the value of the resistance? So what you have to find here? What must be the value of the resistance? We come to know we have to find the resistance. So let's see what is given. Given it is said that heat energy is being produced in a resistance in a circuit at the rate of 100 watt. So we know that watt means what? So it's a power. Unit of a power means we are given a power of the circuit is as a 100 watt. So therefore P stands for the power. So P is equals to 100 watt. And the second statement says the current of 3 ampere is flowing in the circuit. So the current flows. The current is denoted by I. So I is equals to 3 ampere and we have to find the value of the resistance. Therefore R is equals to question mark. Now in the first video we have seen that energy transfer in the electric circuit. In that we have studied that power is equals to V into I. V is nothing but the potential difference and I is nothing but the current. So P is equals to V into I. So when the places are shifted, so you can see we will get P is equals to V is equals to P upon I. You can see I is multiplied here. When comes in the left side, it becomes divide. So you get a formula V is equals to P upon I. Therefore, V is equals to, now value of P is given as 100, I is given as a 3. So therefore 100 divided by 3. So now if you do the division, so 3 3s are 9. 10 minus 9 remains 1, again 10, 3 3s are 9, again remains 1, put a decimal, take a 0, so again 10, then again 3 3s are 9 and recurring. So here you are going to have the answer V is equals to 33.33 volt. It will be recurring. So we will take up to 2 days. Now we want to find the R. So we know that Ohm's law. We have studied already in 9th standard. So according to Ohm's law, V is equals to I multiplied by R. So therefore R is equals to V upon I. Again shifting the place. I is multiplied in the left side, right side. When it comes in the left side, it will be divided. Correct? So R is equals to, again V we have found as 33.33. So therefore it is 33.33 divided by, again I current is given as 3 ampere, therefore divided by 3. So 33.33 divided by 3. So 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3, 3 ones are 3 and 3 ones are 3. So R is equals to 11.11. So approximately we'll take R is equals to 11 ohm. This symbol is called as a ohm. You know that unit of the resistor is a ohm. So therefore, as a conclusion of your answer question, that is resistance of circuit is 11 ohm. So whenever the circuit has the power 100 watt and the current flows 3 ampere, the resistance of the circuit will be 11 ohm. I hope you people are clear about this question. Next, see the next question. Question number B. Two tungsten bulbs of wattage 100 watt and 60 watt power work on 220 volt potential difference. If they are connected in parallel, how much current will flow in the main conductor? Okay, so now you can see you are given two tungsten bulbs. See, it is mentioned two tungsten bulbs of wattage 100 watt and the 60 watt. Means you have now two bulbs, though having the different power of 100 watt and 60 watt. So we'll say P1 is equals to 100 watt and P2 is equals to 60 watt. That is nothing but the power of the two bulbs. Work on a potential difference of 220 volts. So V is nothing but a potential difference. It is 220 volt. What they are, we have to find how much current will flow in the main conductor. Means we have to find I equals to question mark. Okay. The important questions you have to remember here, if they are connected in a parallel, the bulbs are connected in parallel, so we have to go back to the 9th standard syllabus, that when the resistors are connected in series and the parallel. We'll see further. So now you have given here power and the potential difference, and you have to find the current. So again we'll use the same formula as the first question. Power is equals to V into I, that is potential difference into current. So now here you have to find the I, therefore we will shift the potential difference V on the left side. So I is equals to P divided by V. Again you can see it is multiplied here. So when comes divide. So now here you are having the two bulbs. Therefore there will be different current is flowing from the two different bulbs, and therefore you will be having I1 and the I2. So I1 is equals to P1 upon V, and I2 is equals to P2 upon V. So now you can see again here I wrote I1 P1, but V I wrote V, not V1 and V2. Why? Because as you know, when they are connected in parallel, the potential difference is always same for the both the terminal. If it is a series connection, then the potential difference will be different and the current will be same. But now it is a parallel. They are connected in parallel. Therefore, the potential difference is same. Therefore, I have not mentioned here V1, V2. It is mentioned V only. But the current flowing through the both bulb is different. Therefore, I1 and I2. Again, their powers are different, P1 and P2. Okay. So now, as I told you, now bulbs are connected in parallel. Bulbs are in parallel. Therefore, the current flowing through that bulb is going to be the resultant current will be the sum of the two currents. As I told already, when you are going to have a series, just revise your 9th standard portion. If it is a series, then the current flowing will be same and potential difference is different. Therefore, there is going to be V equals to V1 plus V2. But now here the bulbs are connected in parallel. So when they are in parallel, the current flows is going to be sum of the current flowing in a different components, but potential is same, and therefore you can see the current in the main conductor, that is resultant current, is equals to current flows from the first bulb plus current flows in the second bulb, and therefore I is equals to, substituting the values, I1 is nothing but P1 upon V, and I2 is nothing but P2 upon V, therefore P2 upon V. So again their denominators are same, therefore P1 plus P2 upon V. Now P1 is given as a 100 watt, so therefore it is 100. P2 is given as 60, so 100 plus 60, and the potential difference is 220, therefore divided by 220. So 100 plus 60, that is 160 divided by 220. You can see 0 0 get cancel. Then you can carry out the division. So suppose if you go say 2, 2 8 are 16, divide 2 11, and 8 upon 11, you will be getting answer as a 0.72. You can try the division in a rough work. So how much current will flow through the main conductor when the bulbs are connected in parallel? So that is 0.72 ampere. If you are going to use a bulbs of 100 watt and 60 watt connected parallel by applying a potential difference of 220 volt, the current flows will be 0.72 ampere. Hope you have understood. Just go through the calculation once again so you can clear. Let's move to the third question. Third question, who will spend more electrical energy, 500 watt TV set in 30 minutes or 600 watt heater in a 20 minutes? Now we have two instruments, two appliances are given. One is a TV set whose power is a 500 watt which operated for 30 minutes, and a heater whose power is a 600 watt which is operated for 20 minutes. Okay, so what is given for TV set we'll consider as a P1 and T1, and for heater we'll consider P2 and T2. So it's P and P is nothing but a power, T is nothing but a time. Okay, so we are given a power of the TV set is 500 watt, therefore P1 is 500. Time the TV is operated for 30 minutes, so you can say T1 is equal to 30 minutes. And for heater, power is given as 600 watt, so P2 is equals to 600 watt, and T2 it is operated for 20 minutes, so T2 is a 20 minutes. Now you can see the power is given in a watt in SI unit, so therefore this minute is not a SI unit. We know that SI unit of a time is a second. So therefore we have to convert this minutes into second. So we know that 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. Therefore this 30 will be multiplied by 60. So 30 into 60, that is 1800. Correct? 6 3s are 1800. So 1800 second, and this 20 minutes will be converted. So 20 into 60, that is 1200 second. Now again same formula we are having. So we know that electrical energy consumed is equals to P into T. How much electric energy will be appliance will consume? That is nothing but power into the time how much the current is going to operate. Correct? So for TV set E1, E1 is nothing but energy for the TV set. Energy consumed by a TV set, that is E1, which is equals to P1 into T1. Power of TV set into time for what TV is operated. So that is 500 into 1800. So it's equals to 9 lakh joule. Means you can write it as a 9 into 10 raised to 5 joule. We know that joule is a unit of energy. For heater E2, that is in power consumed or the energy consumed by the heater. So E2 is equals to P2 into T2. So that is 600 multiplied by 1200. So which equals to 7 lakh 20,000. 12 6 is 72. So 7 lakh 20,000 joule. If it's converted in this format, it will be 7.2 into 10 raised to 5 joule. So now if you compare E1 and E2, which is bigger? So you can make out 9 into 10 raised to 5 is bigger than 7.2 into 10 raised to 5. So therefore we say E1 is greater than E2. Now what is E1? It is the electrical energy consumed by the TV set, and therefore the TV set will spend more electrical energy than the heater. I think it is straightforward, you have understood. Correct? Okay. So let's move to the last question. Question number D. This you can apply in your day-to-day life also at home to find out your electric bill. So an electric iron of 1100 watt is operated for 2 hours daily. What will be the electrical consumption expenses for that in the month of April? Okay, if you are going to use a electric iron we are using for the ironing our clothes, that electric iron has a power of 1100 watt, which is operated daily for 2 hours. For suppose you are going for the school or your parents are going to office, so for that to ironing your clothes you are going to use that iron daily 2 hours. So if you are going to use it for the month of April, so what will be the electric bill for that iron for the month of April? Correct? The rate you are given, the electric company charges rupees 5 per unit of energy. You know that if the electric company is going to charge you, how they will be charging? So how much units are going to consume, how much units of electricity will be consumed, based on that you are going to charge. So if you see your electricity bill, it will be showing the units consumed in the particular month. So how many units of the electricity you use, based on that you will be charged. So rate of the unit of energy is 5 rupees. Okay, let's move. So what you are given, power of iron is given as 1100 watt. Time the iron is operated for 2 hours. Number of days in April is equals to how many days are there in April? Month of April, that is 30 days. Okay, now why we are going to take this 30 days? Because we have to find electrical consumption expense for the month of April. Getting? And therefore we have to consider the number of days of April. So it is not mentioned 30 days here, but you should know that month of April means it is a 30 days. And the electrical charges is equals to rupees 5 per unit. For 1 unit, 5 rupees. What we have to find? Expenses on the electrical consumption. Expenses on electrical consumption is equals to question. So again, total power used for a day. First we'll calculate the how much electricity, how much power will be used for a day, that we are going to calculate, and then we'll go for the whole month. Okay, so the total power used for a day is equals to again power into T, that is the time, power of the iron into time. You can say here the total power, or you can say total energy. Total energy used for a day or total power used for a day, that is P into T, which is again the power of the iron is 1100 watt into 2 watts, so it becomes 2200 watt hour. W for the power, that is watt, and H for the hour. So how much energy or the power you are consuming for a one day, that is 2200 watt hour. Now if you are going to see in your textbook, it is mentioned there the 1 unit is equals to 1 kilowatt hour electrical energy. Now what is the 1 unit means? When we can say that in your house also you can see that is a 1 meter box which shows the reading of the how much electricity is used. So how it is given? So that 1 unit is equals to 1 kilowatt hour electrical energy. Means in your house, when you are going to use a 1 kilowatt hour energy, that will be counted as a 1 unit. Okay, and this 1 kilowatt is equals to 1000. Now why this is required? So you can see here, you have got the answer 2200 watt hour. Now as you say 1 unit is equals to 1 kilowatt, means you have to convert this 2200 into kilowatt because it is in a watt, correct? So how will convert that? So 1 kilowatt is equals to 1000 watt, means you are going to divide this number. So let's see. Therefore total power used for a day is equals to 2200 divided by 1000. Why we are dividing by 1000? Because we want to convert this watt into kilowatt, correct? So 2200 divided by 1000, 0000 cancel. So 22 upon 10 is nothing but 2.2 kilowatt hour. And as this statement says 1 unit is equals to 1 kilowatt hour. So how much power you are using? 2.2 kilowatt hour means how many units? So that is 2.2 units. I hope you are clear. Okay, so 2.2 units is a energy or the power consumed for a day. Now how many days are there for month of April? 30, and therefore we can see the total power used in April month is 2.2 units into 30 days, that is 66 units. Means if you are going to operate the iron daily 2 hours in the month of April, the electric iron can use 66 units of current, correct? Now what is your expenses? Therefore expenses on electrical consumption is equals to total units consumed into rate of a unit, rate per unit. So rate per unit as you are given, that is a 5 rupees. You are consuming 66 units. So therefore 66 multiplied by 5, that is 330 rupees. So if you are going to use a iron which having power 1100 watt which is operated 2 hours daily, then for the month of April we can get a electric consumption, electric charges, or the electric bill you can say as a 330 rupees. Right? I have explained at my level best. Try to understand. I have made all steps also clear. Just once again go through all the 4 sums, practice the sums, and even if you are going to have any doubt, you can come to me at any time through the comments, or you can send me messages on the WhatsApp. Thank you. God bless you.